Welcome back to Late to the Party. I have been waiting like 3 years for this movie to be old enough for us to be able to do. So let's get into it. Knights of BADASSDOM. This is a 2013 horror fantasy movie, an hour and 26 minutes, starring Peter Dinklage, Steve Zahn, Summer Glau, Ryan Kwanten, Danny Pudi, Brett Gibson, and a bunch of other people. Let's see, 5.6 out of 10 on IMDb. That's I am dumb and blasphemous. And 63% on Rotten Tomatoes, because that's they're janky too. 66% like this movie of Google users. Three best friends, Peter Dinklage, Ryan Kwanten, and Steve Zahn must find a way to vanquish the evil entity they summoned during a live-action role-playing game, LARP. Release date 2013, USA. Director Joe Lynch. Box office, not much. Distributed by Entertainment One. Film location, Spokane, Washington. Music by Bear McCreary. Let's see. It's performed very well in the aftermarket, cable, and streaming services. So, let's get into it.
Dude,
Knights of BADASSDOM. LARP.
If I ever
the
go
next
on trial,
incarnation.
I'm hiring you as my lawyer because you just pitched it like a way. I'm like, what movie did I watch, dude? What?
Dude, I love this movie. This movie reminds me of. It had the same flavor for me. It had the same flavor as Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
I can see that.
It just. I had seen the actors that were in it. They aren't A-list actors, but you've heard of them. So, Ryan Kwanten, he was Jason Stackhouse in True Blood.
I told you.
Loved him in that.
I've seen him naked.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
She's seen his wolf dong.
And they've got your girl from Serenity in there, or Firefly. Steve Zahn. Steve Zahn is Steve Zahn. Yeah, but she's a pirate's treasure.
Zahn. I love Steve Zahn. I see anything with Steve Zahn. When you show two actors in this movie, when you sent it to me and I looked, I was like, oh, I'll like it. Peter Dinklage and fucking Steve Zahn. I was like, oh, dude, hell yeah, I'm down. Like all day. So popping on. So again, I'm ready for this movie. I was excited, dude. I was ready.
He was ready. He was excited.
And then you fucking lied, and the whole movie is a swords and sandal movie. It takes place in modern times.
No way! The bad guys vanquished with heavy metal music.
Okay, that part made me bust up laughing. Like I was digging it, and I was like, but the part that like kind of like lost me. Number one, they killed Dinklage way too quick. I was like, he was my favorite character. I was loving him, dude. Like as soon as he came on the screen, and he was just. I think I just like him being a fucking bro because I like Pixels because of him. Like Pixels was whatever, but like whenever Dinklage is on the thing, he's just like, dude, bro, like the way he does it, I'm just like, I love this fucking guy. Like that's why I can't wait to see the Toxic Avenger. Like I'm just like, he's gonna fucking own this thing. Like I love it. But like they killed him so quick. I said I hate this fucking movie. Well, I was like from when that bathroom scene happens till. She becomes the demon, whatever. Like after he says the spell or whatever, like all the way to that part, I had my arms folded and I was like, "This sucks. This is fucking stupid." They kept that dickhead, the True Blood guy, alive, but they didn't fucking. I was pissed. I was like, "Fuck this movie," and then
he came back and saved the day.
Right, and I was cheering there. I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude! Like that's awesome." But like I identified with him. I don't know if it is because I like me a fun-sized person or whatever, but I just identified with him so much. I was like, if I was a LARPer, I would probably be that guy right there, dude. I'd be Peter Dinklage. Like, let's make this the best fucking thing in the world, dude. But what's the guy's name? That's from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He was the game master or whatever. he was the guy that was always telling them that their maps sucked. Like he kept saying they couldn't draw maps and shit like that.
I don't know the name of the actor, but I think in the
Jimmy
in the
Simpson?
movie, his name
It
was
was
Ronnie.
Ronnie.
Yeah,
Ronnie.
Ronnie. Yeah. For some weird thing, I was disappointed in him. Like I was like, he sucks in this thing. Like I love him. I think he's funny as shit and Always Sunny. And like he had moments where I think he wanted to do things, but he just like this movie was made by friends. Like you could tell, like all these actors knew the director, and they came out and they did him. You know, they worked under scale and helped them out, and it was fun in that sense. But it was a fucking swords and sandals movie, dude. You just tried to fucking trick me into watching, dude. Which is so for that it lost points in my book. I'm not saying the movie's horrible, but the fact that you tricked me, you pulled an M Night
That's all right.
Shyamalan
I'll
on
get
my
some hit
ass.
points on you.
All right, dude.
You're not the only one with hidden points.
But you M Night Shyamalan me, and I was mad. I was like, "This is a swords and sandals movie. It's some bullshit." I felt the same way when I saw that one with what's his name, Your Highness, the one we were talking about last week or something like that, with Natalie Portman and shit like that. Like I thought it was gonna be like a full blown stoner comedy, and I was like, "No, this is a swords and sandals movie. These fucking assholes tried to trick me, sons of bitches." So.
Tis a season for tricks and treats.
I'll take it as that. That's my trick. That's
You know
my
what I'm
trick.
looking forward to? I'm looking forward to Josh being able to, next time he's our dungeon master, getting that old English vernacular laid down like they did in this movie when they were speaking to each other. That's my favorite. And when they're just like, forsooth.
He's like,
I can't even remember it well enough to quote any lines from it. It was great.
I just like the way the writing said they found my porn, and so I got he can't play or some shit like that. It's like it's stupid. Like I enjoyed it. Like you know what I mean. Like it wasn't. I've sat through worse, so you know what I mean. Like I'm not saying it was horrible. My thing
That's
was
a ringing endorsement. I've sat through worse.
Oh yeah, hey, from Fuzzy, that's a good. That means it's watchable. Hey, Rad is a fucking amazing movie. Don't get me stuck. I will defend that till the day. I'll be like Nate like he did right now. Fucking with I'm telling you, you pitched this movie right now. Like, damn, that sounds amazing. When can we watch that movie? Like, you know, you even saw there was no money in the budget, and he just skimmed over it. He just skimmed over the money. He was just like, oh, it didn't make enough, but it did good in the aftermarket. You know, like that, like bam, like just sold it, dude. Like you like fucking, yeah, man. That was good.
Fluff and stab, man. Fluff and stab.
Yeah, no, it was. I enjoyed it. I'm not knocking the movie. I enjoyed it. I just expected something different. That's all.
I don't know what you could expect that would be different.
Knights was in the
Watching
title.
The trailer for it. I mean, the trailer for it had them speaking in Old English. They're wearing robes. They're doing incantations. I don't exactly know how that's false advertisement.
Because like I'm talking about like the flow of the movie, like the plot line, like everything. It felt like a fucking Dungeons and Dragons. Like I thought like role models, right? Like role models has LARPing in it, you know what I mean? And they're doing all this, and they have those scenes, but it's still like a normal, you know, like they're telling a story about this. I was like, oh, that's what this is gonna be. This guy's helping his friends, and then this shit goes down, and you know, blah. Like no, the whole movie was just the fuck. I was like, these sons of bitches, dude. This is a swords and sandals movie. Oh man, this is But I liked it. I'm not saying I didn't like it. I'm just saying it left a sour taste in my mouth.
We're gonna turn you over to swords and sandals with.
Now this is
I've heard gay men say the same thing to me, and it didn't work. So I don't think this will work either.
Did you like it?
This movie hits a little too close to home, man. I know people like that.
Oh yeah, we do. We know people that's Gunther.
Yeah.
We know Gunther. Like we're not like kind of know Gunther. We know Gunther.
It's you know, not to detract too far from the film, but when you're into fantasy role playing games, for me, there's like a line that you cross. You know what I mean? It's one thing if you do the Renaissance Fair like once a year, like as a Halloween shtick kind of thing, and you're all into the role and everything like that. But there are people that do this like every damn week. And
we were waiting for Gunther to show up to our friend's wedding.
See, the thing is,
because we thought that would be a possibility.
And we were waiting for him to show up like in like in
He
some
would
sort of
have
dress
been.
outfit
Yeah.
from those days to the wedding.
Yes.
He didn't end up showing up to the wedding, so thank God for that. But so this movie was funny. It had plenty of elements in it that I understood, but it was like, for me, there was like a cringe element to it, because I'm just thinking to myself, man, that this hits too close to home, because there are people that are really like this, like all the time. I'm like, man.
And if Josh never met a girl and got married, he'd be one of them.
I was close. But listen, in order for me to get other people into fantasy role playing, if you cross that line, you lose credibility with people. So I feel like the thing to do is to own being into that stuff, while at the same time retaining a sense of normalcy, so that you don't sound like a lunatic. And part of that is not speaking Old English at every opportunity. So
he can do it.
I mean, I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was fun. I enjoyed that.
Verily, you say?
Huh?
Verily, he thought it was good.
Yeah. I did like that Peter Dinklage's character was named Sir Hung. when he said that, I was immediately busted out laughing. I'm like, of course it is. Of course it's Sir Hung. This like, the special effects were pretty goofy, and I don't know, the story, like when he's defeating the demon by singing heavy metal. I'm like, They did that better in Stranger Things. You know what I mean? So
that's why this had a big influence on Stranger Things.
Yeah, maybe. What'd you think?
Again, great fucking
fun.
They should hire your ass to fucking publicize this movie.
I liked it. It was fun. Like I said, just because we know people in it, to see like it kind of being spoofed was great.
Yeah, but not spoofed hard.
Yeah.
Not that hard.
Right.
It's not far from how it really works.
Go that far. This is exactly what happens. I don't know about some redneck paintballers coming in and starting some shit, but like
Have you guys ever gone and done that?
No.
Let's suppose. So here, I have this question now. Right? Let me ask my first, Fuzz. Suppose you get a foam sword, right? You get a foam sword, and you're badass. Could you fuck somebody up there who's not a good swordsman, or is it some bullshit fake wrestling thing where they write some script where you have to let the shitty person beat you?
First of all, I'm ashamed that you say bullshit fake wrestling shit, but that's another show, another day. Now, LARPing was fun, dude. Like, I liked it. I had fun with it. I died quickly, but I liked it. It was fun.
The thing is that the combat is like an honor-based system. So if you're really skilled, obviously you're going to have an advantage over other people. But
they practice.
But the thing is that when you hit certain parts of the body, the person who gets hit is supposed to react a certain way, and so that's the way the whole thing like rolls out. So we did it once at a convention, and the people that played the monsters were probably people who were way more experienced, but they didn't really react that way. Even so, I ended up stabbing one of them in the dick, and he went down like a sack of potatoes, and it was not intentional.
He got very angry.
Yeah, he was upset about it.
We got kicked out.
Yeah.
No, could you hurt somebody? Yeah, with anything you can hurt somebody with it, but you don't go around swinging it so hard that you're doing it. You're doing it enough that it taps the person so that they know, oh, I got hit in the leg and I didn't block it, or I got hit in the arm, and you know what I mean? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just picture
that's there to like say, okay, you got hit for 2 points, you got hit for this or that. You know what I mean?
I'm just thinking, like, if you were to take that time to become a badass swordsman, and then you live your life not ever being able to grab your sword and go through smashing people out, but then suddenly you discover this LARPing thing, and you can go, like, you know what? All I gotta do is have my sword be foam, and I can go smash through nerds like freaking hotcakes, you know. But then somebody's gonna be like, "Oh, was it? You missed. You hit him in the chest with the knife. You missed." Like,
well,
it reeked of wrestling to me.
I'm sure in some ways it's like playing paintball. You always had those guys when they would get shot, they'd wipe the paintball off and pretend like they didn't get hit, you know?
Okay, yeah.
So that would be the same thing, but that's why they have refs on the field to manage that sort of thing.
I mean, it's the same for those people that dress up and do like the Civil War reenactments and
kind of,
you know, stuff like that.
That stuff is more scripted, though.
Well, sure,
yeah.
But
well,
it happens.
I remember being at a kid's birthday party at the park, and I'm at the park, and all of a sudden I see all these LARPers come out, and they start building like these cardboard castles and shit, like right there at the park, like they were in the, and I was like, what? So I didn't even pay attention to what was going on. Me and my buddy just sat there and watched them fucking fight for like an hour and a half. I was like, this is dope, dude. Look at this. They're beating the shit out of each other. Like, damn. But yeah, again, it's, you know, tricked me, son of a bitch.
All right, let's get into it. Buckets. I'll start first with this one. I'm gonna give it an honest review. I'm not gonna try to bust no fuzzy save it. No fuzzy caboose for this one. It's a fun movie. You know, I'm grading it for what it is. It's not gonna win any Oscars or anything like that. But it was fun, and it's the kind of movie that when I stumbled across it, I ended up watching it. I've seen this movie like a dozen times. This one and Tucker and Dale, and I had this one in similar esteem with Tucker and Dale. Not quite as high as Tucker and Dale, but similar esteem. I want to give this one an 8.5.
Oh,
me?
You
Lots
guys
of
go.
extra credit on the fun points for sure.
Okay, so I liked it just because I like swords and sandals. I know these types of people. I, you know, live with this type of people. So, so I mean, it was fun seeing it. I'm glad I watched it because I saw the preview for it, and I thought to see it because of Peter Dinklage. And you're right, I was pissed too when they killed him off. And you're like, what the?
For some reason, when little people die, it hits you harder.
It does.
They're like, he didn't have a chance.
He did, man.
I like the fact that his character was like this, like stoner, nature-loving, mushroom doing. You know what I mean? Like,
he was badass too. He's the one who didn't run away from the. Yeah, he went right up to her.
I like
stabbed her
because he was so friggin' high. He could see to the other world. He was bad, but like
the weed be letting you know.
Right, I like the fact, like, cause I haven't seen him recently in anything other than, you know, Game of Thrones or like more serious type roles. So it's fun seeing him in like a fun kind of like goofy role. But yeah, all these guys are a bunch of dorks that I love in every other movie that they've done, and it was fun. It was, you know, I'll watch it again, but I don't know if I'll give it an 8. I really like Tucker and Dale a lot better. It was more fluid and more funny, I think. This was just a bunch of goofy guys just doing goofy
College
stuff.
kids were killing themselves all over the property.
It's like,
Officer,
anyway,
I had a doozy of a day.
I'm gonna give this one a 7. It's a fun movie. Like I said, I recommend people to watch it, especially if they like D&D. But yeah, it's fun. 7.
You know, being completely fair to it, I did enjoy the movie. I would definitely give it high marks for that, but it's because I connect with a lot of material. I think in every other way, it's passable, except for the cultural influence. I don't think this movie's got any cultural influence at all. If Stranger Things is doing stuff better, it's because those are just better writers. I don't think that they looked at this movie and said, "Well, we got to do that scene in the." So
You never know.
I think it's
You never
strong.
know.
I think it's strong because of the fun part, and it's like mediocre in the others. So I think I'm gonna be generous and give this movie a 6.
All right, Fuzzy, that leaves you.
Well, in normal circumstances, I'd be with Nate defending this movie to the day I die. But again, they tricked me, these sons of bitches. So, in all honesty, I'm gonna give it I would give it a 5, but it is funny. Like it is legit funny. Like it's as silly as it is, it's funny. Like there's great lines in it. I think the part that killed me in this thing was the hero. I just didn't give a shit about him. Like the characters I liked was again Stephen Zahn and Peter Dinklage, and I was like, you killed Dinklage, and halfway through the movie, I'm like, fuck, well, I don't care what happens now, you know. Like I hope the main character dies and shit. I hope she sucks his heart out, dude. You know what I mean? I didn't like True Blood. I don't like this one, you know. So, but it's a story for another day. But I'm gonna go with like a 7. I'm gonna go with a 7, a 6.5. I'll go 6.5.
Oh, dropped it on us.
I am, because I give such great movies, great reviews. I don't want this to tarnish those good movies that I show, like Rad and all those ones. So but again, I agree with you guys. If you get a chance, if it's on TV, watch it. There's nothing, you won't regret it. You'll just be like, oh, that was fucking funny. Like, like that kind of a movie.
If you dare recommend another movie like Rad, I just say, fucketh around and findeth out, brother.
Barely.
Oh, I'm on the hunt. Nigga. Don't get mad when I say Dirt Bike Kid one day, and you guys like, what the fuck? Like, exactly.
Is that a video game?
All right. So there you have it. Our review. You get a chance, check it out. It's on Prime Playing. Knights of BADASSDOM. Great movie. Great movie. Everybody loved it. All I heard was 10. Fuzzy, take us out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you're not hearing 10 and you don't need to get your hearing checked like my man does. But until then, we'll have some love, some peace, and that Popeye's grease. We are out. Peace.